Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer, and it's been a while since we've had Sri T.G. Mohandas of Vinat Hindustan Sangam Kerala unit, the president, on our channel. And today there is a very important topic that we are going to discuss with him. And before we jump into our topic, let's welcome T.G. Mohandas ji. T.G. Mohandas ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram. After a long time, we are meeting in PGurus channel.
Yes, indeed. And I think our viewers will realize that it was worth the wait. So, T.G. Mohandas ji, I was, we were talking yesterday, and what brought about this hangout was what you mentioned, that in a television hangout, a person representing PFI, Popular Front of India, made a veiled threat. I'm jumping straight into the point here, made a veiled threat. And you said, bring it on, this is my address, I'll see what you can do. Mohandas ji, in the context of the recent killings, which are all allegedly perpetrated by PFI, I'm saying allegedly very, very carefully here, because in one or two cases, there have been arrests. However, the people who have been arrested have managed to get bail and then they vanish. So this is a new modus operandi that we are seeing. But whatever it is, there is definitely a trend towards radicalism in Kerala as well as in Tamil Nadu. I don't know when it started. I certainly went and read your paper about radicalization in Kerala that was written by you 10 years ago, 2011. And we will share a link to that. We will post it on our website and share a link to the PDF if somebody wants to read it. Mohandas ji, we have had talk about this. Why now there appears to be a renewed effort at radicalizing Kerala even more?
The radicalization of Kerala started long back, probably from the times of Tipu Sultan. But the present situation can be analyzed vis-a-vis the Pew Research, Pew Research. They have find out the behavior of radical Islam as their population increases. If you see the happenings in Kerala today, it's a clear indication that the Islamic population in Kerala has reached anywhere near 35 or 36. Whatever be the census figures, 2011 census figures was showing some 28%. And 2021 census is yet to take place. So reasonably, by the public behavior of Muslims, we can say that their population has reached around 35-36%. Now they have become much more bold, and their religious muscle flexing has become a headache for non-Islamic societies, especially Hindus and Christians in Kerala. This slowly started somewhere in 90s, where every woman, Muslim woman, was slowly forced or compelled to wear parda. Before that, there was no parda in Kerala. There was a traditional Muslim dress for Muslim women, but it was some sort of Kerala dress by covering their hair. It was a Kerala dress, basically, Kerala specific. You will not see that in Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or UP anywhere. It was a Kerala specific Kerala Muslim dress, and it was not disturbing for others. Now, when they brought the Arabian dress here, the first bell of alarm was raised by many. But then it was going on. Now, at least 99.9% of Muslim women are wearing parda, that too black parda. You cannot distinguish between one woman and the other in public spaces unless they come too close to you so that you can see the features of their face and identify them. Otherwise, you cannot identify. If they are walking in a group, you don't know whether a lady belongs to your place or not, whether your college professor is in that group or not, whether your student is in that group or not, you just cannot identify. Everybody is black and it's a parda. So no body features can be identified, and therefore you cannot call anybody, you cannot speak to anybody unless they take the initiative, because they can see you from the side, from the back, they can identify you. If they are calling you, then only a conversation is possible. So it's a strange thing in a society, you know, where you are able to identify the religion, but you are unable to identify the person. This is a strange thing which was happening. Number two, in all the hotels and restaurants, one by one, the Halal certified board was appearing in Kerala. Now, almost 30–40% of the restaurants and hotels in Kerala are carrying Halal boards. Even people like me thought that Halal is it is something to do with non-vegetarian food. So I used to take vegetarian food from Halal restaurant because I am not, anyway I am a vegetarian, so why should I worry about how they prepare non-vegetarian? That was my thinking. But in 2020, during the lockdown, government of Kerala supplied pulses, cereals, all household articles as a special gift to the people, a free gift packed in a bag. And every ration card holder, whether poor or rich, was getting this free gift. In that gift packet, I saw papad with Halal certificate. I was surprised, well, what is that Halal has to do with papad? And you know, 86 lakhs of packets were distributed, gifts were distributed by PGurus Vijayana government. And every gift packet, gift bag was containing this Halal papad, what we call in Kerala papadam. That papadam was manufactured by somebody, Shasta traders in Tamil Nadu. And he supplied it to some Aksa Trading Corporation in Trivandrum. And in turn, that trader sold it to Civil Supplies Corporation of Government of Kerala. And Civil Supplies Corporation distributed through all ration shops to every household. This is how it came. But nobody had an explanation as to how papad can be made halal. Now, halal is something when you kill an animal for food, you recite some verses from Quran, you keep the animal in a particular direction and allow it to bleed and suffer immense pain. And once it fully died and drained of blood, you start preparing it. This is what is my understanding about halal. Now, in the papad, there is no blood, no draining of blood, no cutting of vein, nothing is there. It's a vegetarian preparation, and we all know how papad is being made. So, how can you certify it as halal? I started inquiring. There is a halal certification for papad also, in which they have specified, and one big thing is, those who are making papad must employ at least 20% of Muslims. So, I think 15 or 17 papad manufacturing units in Tamil Nadu are employing 20% Muslims. And for getting a halal certification, they have to retrench the Hindu employees and employ Muslim employees. See what a cruelty. And you have to pay 60,000 rupees initially, then 30,000 rupees for annual, recertification or upgradation of the certificate. There is inspection by some mullahs or maulavis. They also make money. Their travel, their stay, everything is to be paid by this man. and then they issue a halal certificate. And they say that for exporting to this GCC countries, Indonesia and Malaysia, they are all insisting halal. But that is also untrue. No government is insisting halal. Not even in a Muslim country, they insist halal. Halal is being insisted by the agents in between to attract more Muslims to their side. They declared that everything is halal. Shampoo is halal. Papad is halal. Recently, you know, they supplied halal certified jaggery to Shabarimala. Shabarimala, there is famous Aravana payasam, which is a sweet. And appam is also sweet, a small sweet, very delicious, in which they use jaggery. So tons and tons of jaggery is required in Shabarimala. It was supplied by somebody from Maharashtra. And the jaggery was halal certified. There was a big seal on that, big printing on that, halal certified. How can you convert jaggery to halal? And in between, a video was released in Kerala, in which a Maulvi was spitting in the food. The rice which is prepared in a big vessel, he takes part of the rice in a plate and then spits into that and mixes it with the remaining rice. Same way, he is spitting in a curry. Probably it may be sambar. We cannot identify which curry it is through the video. He is spitting on the curry also in the same process, taking a small utensil, spit in it and put it back in the big vessel and stir it so that his saliva mixes everywhere. This is openly being done by around 15-20 people, witnessing that, encouraging that, facilitating that. So this video was by one Mr. Kurat Tangal. Tangal is some sort of upper caste in Islam. So this man used to spit in the food prepared to distribute to the common public. Now, they claim that it is a religious custom. We are not giving to the public. But then the Christians started, Hindus and Christians started questioning this process. By how are you preparing halal rice in your hotel? Or halal masala dosha in your hotel? You say your hotel is halal certified, that means all items are halal certified. So some of the Muslims, they openly said, we spit in the food to make it pure and halal in every hotel. One man, he didn't disclose his identity, but he came over phone and he admitted that he was spitting in the food. His duty was to spit in the food in various hotels for around 20 years. From 1956 to 1975, his duty was to go to hotels early morning from 4:30. He will go to every hotel and spit in this paste prepared for dosha, idli, chapati, puri, all this, everything he will spit and then go to the next hotel. By the time his duty is over, it's around 9 o'clock in the morning and the breakfast time of the people. This is going on. So there was a huge cry from the Christian groups and Hindu groups. Now, most of the hotels have started removing halal boards because people started boycotting halal hotels. Now, people have even started boycotting hotels owned by Muslims. People have started asking the name of the cook who is preparing the food. Even if the management is Hindu, at the counter they are asking who is preparing the food. If a Muslim is preparing the food, in all likeliness, he will spit in the food. We will not eat that. And in between, you know what happened? There was somebody who was spitting in tandoori roti in West Delhi hotel. He was caught by police. That was in 2021 February. 2021 March, there was another incident somewhere in Lucknow or so. The same thing, spitting in every tandoori roti. He prepares the roti, spits it, and then puts it into the tandoor. And 3 days back, one fellow was caught in Meerut who was spitting in food. So this gave much more impetus to the doubt of Hindus and Christians. And Hindus and Christians are now massively boycotting Muslim hotels or food prepared by Muslims. This has created a serious wedge. Now the societies are slowly distancing. The distance between the wedge between the fault line between the society is becoming bigger. And there is a role played by Popular Front of India, PFI. PFI is the most violent face of Islam. Now, my Muslim friends always say that please don't blame us for what PFI is doing. They are a small group. They are strong, but they are small. They don't represent us at all. But I tell them that you have not publicly disowned Popular Front of India. You have not publicly condemned their killings. They choked the hand of the professor and you were silent. And the man who choked the hand of the professor was elected as a panchayat member from that place. That means Muslims liked that activity and they voted en masse for this culprit. And you say that no, they are a small group. They don't represent us. They represent you. You elected them as your representative. And now for escaping an argument, you are saying that no, we don't subscribe to their view. It is written in your Quran. Muhammad was spitting in the food. There is precedence. And the Sunnah, that means whatever Muhammad has done, Muslims have to do. What was his dress? Muslims have to dress in that manner. What he was eating, Muslims have to eat. What is banned by him should not be eaten by Muslims. So Muslim has to follow Muhammad step by step. That is what is written in Quran. So since Muhammad was spitting in the food, it is quite natural that you also might be spitting in the food. How do we believe you? Your own people are spitting and the video is out and the video is genuine. That man is silent. He has not made any comment yet. So under this situation, you know, the trust between Muslims and non-Muslims have slowly started disappearing. Society is functioning on trust, not on politics, not on who is ruling the country. Societies have a trust between them. That is why we survive. I believe in you and you have a faith in trust in me. I give you a coffee. You know that the coffee is not contaminated. Mohandas is not agreeing with me on certain political points, but he will never mix his saliva or any other thing in the coffee which is being offered to me. That trust is there between you and me. That is why we continue to be friends. But the moment you suspect that I am mixing something in the coffee, which you are unable to identify, if I am spitting in the coffee, it will not change the taste of the coffee. Nothing will happen. You will not understand. You know, what a cheating is going on. So the trust disappears. And trust is like an ice needle of ice you might have seen in foreign European countries. Needle of ice forms. So there is a saying that trust is a needle of ice. Once it disappears, it never reappears. Trust once destroyed will not come back. And even if a needle of ice is formed again, it will not be the original, it will be a duplicate at some other place. Therefore, I requested several times through Clubhouse, whatever reach I have, I requested my Muslim friends that see this type of fissures in the society is going to be dangerous for everybody. Please take a strong stand against spitting in the food. If you say that you are not spitting, say that boldly, loudly. but nobody cares. No Muslim leader has come out openly against spitting in the food. Muslim League, the political leader, as well as the spiritual leader, is the Muslim League's president, 𝗪𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀. He is silent. Sunni, there are two factions, both are silent. Jamaat-e-Islami is silent. The most violent face, Salafi Muslims, they are also silent. And the socio-political organization and most violent organization which commits heinous crimes, they are also silent. Nobody says that we are spitting or not spitting. Okay, you were spitting, you admit that we were spitting, but hereafter we will stop it. Itna to kar lo. But there is nothing in between. The Chief Minister, 𝗪𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Vijayൻ, said, halal means eatable, that is all. Good food, that is all what it means. Now, if it was good, then why halal jaggery was rejected by Devaswam Board in Sabrimala? You know, they purchased 5 lakh packets of jaggery and they rejected 1.5 lakhs packets saying that it is substandard. It was sold to a cattle feed company. It was auctioned and a cattle feed company took it for mixing with the cattle feed. That was the quality of halal jaggery. And Chief Minister says it is good quality food. Halal means only good quality food, nothing else. This type of confusing signals are further making the issue complex. In between, Popular Front has once again asserted their power by killing one RSS man. Not only killing, in the evening, they had a big rally in which they said, 𝗀𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Zindabad, Popular Front Zindabad. Such is the mix of CPM with Popular Front. Now, every Popular Front wala shouts 𝗀𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Zindabad. And every CPM wala shouts Popular Front Zindabad. This is the situation in Kerala. You cannot identify between a jihadi and a CPM man. They speak almost same words. They use the same phrases, idioms, etc. Therefore, I presume that Kerala has reached the threshold point of 35 to 36% of Muslim population. And according to Pew Research, if I remember correctly, I may be wrong, please correct me. If the Muslim population crosses 35%, that country will surely become Islamic country. So at least Kerala has almost become another Kashmir now. Only explosions are pending. That will happen at an appropriate time because at present Kerala is the headquarters of Islamic terrorism in India because their shops in Kashmir are closed. They have opened new shops in Kerala. If they create large-scale explosions, all central agencies, military, paramilitary, CRPF, everything will come here. They don't want it now. They are waiting for the right opportunity. And Hindus and Christians, I am openly telling my friends that one day, what happened in Kashmir will happen in Kerala also. From all the mosques through microphones, you will get a message to leave Kerala. By today evening, we are giving you 12 hours. Bhago yahan se. All Hindus and Christians, you can leave Kerala. This happened in 1990 in Kashmir. That video is still there. The announcement, the blaring through mics, asking Hindus to get out of Kashmir. In fact, non-Muslims, not only Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, everybody, Biharis, everybody has to run away. The same situation is going to happen in Kerala in near future. This is the exact situation. And under this situation, I don't get easily threatened by this type of elements. So there was a TV discussion. There was a subtle threat against me. I exploded on him. I told him, this is my address. You can come and kill me. I dare you. Lekin koi nahi aaya, koi aata bhi nahi. I know. See, basically the people who resort to violence, they are all, they are frightened people. They are weak. internally they are weak. That is why externally they pick up arms in their hands. You lose a debate, you get angry. You get more angry, you take to weapons. This is what is happening to this Islamists and jihadists. But still, there is some resistance from ordinary Muslims. But they are not vociferous. They are afraid also. They are unable to challenge the radical Islam. They know ये जो हो रहा है ठीक नहीं. They understand, but they don't have the internal strength to stand up to the jihadi elements. I hope one day at least they will assert, so that the impending danger is somewhat delayed. I don't think it's not going to happen. Nobody can stop the process once the population has crossed 35%. Nobody can stop the process. It will be an irreversible process. But I hope if better sense prevail in Muslim society, the impending danger can be delayed. That is so. I conclude by giving you an actual picture of what is happening in Kerala. Thank you, sir.
Two questions that come to my mind, Mohandas ji. First of all, thank you so much for telling the truth as it is. A few weeks ago, I had another subject matter expert, Major Madan Kumar, who came in and we talked about two killings, one in Tamil Nadu and one in Kerala, where both the killings were, halal kind of killings, like what you said, that somebody's wrists are cut, veins are cut, and they are allowed to bleed to death. In one case, the person bled to death right in front of his son. Now, these people, they were caught by the police, but they managed to get bail. And the way the whole thing played out, it appeared that neither the police nor the judiciary has the spine to take on these people. One of the things is that if the judge, a particular judge is trying the case, 500 people turn up in front of his house, even though there has been a crime committed by a member of their community. So the law and order seems it is gone for a toss. So my question to you, Mohandas ji, is number one, what has been the effect of triple talaq that the government has banned? Would that help in Kerala?
No, nothing. That is all inconsequential steps. Now you have banned triple talaq and you have criminalized that activity. How do you know triple talaq has taken place? Unless a lady goes to the police station and complains, you will not understand triple talaq has taken place. And no Muslim woman has got the guts to go and make a complaint with the police. And police cannot take a suo motu case even unless this lady cooperates. And which lady, which Muslim woman has got the guts to go to the police station? No. She will be thrown to roads. She will be whining and dining. She will be crying. Somebody will pick her up. Jo hoga, hoga. So, banning triple talaq and criminalizing triple talaq has not affected the Muslim community at all. That was only a symbolic gesture, that's all. That is why there was no big protest against that. Because they know practically they can conduct triple talaq. It is like anti-dowry act. You know, there is an anti-dowry act. Do you think people are not paying dowry or receiving dowry? Because payer will not disclose it, receiver will not disclose it. So what case you are going to conduct against them? So dowry is being very frequently taken. Somebody may not be taking also. Now the thinking has, the young generation is thinking in a different manner. But the act was passed somewhere in 1961, Dowry Prohibition Act. But dowry was given. Likewise, you have a triple talaq ban, you have criminalized it, but there is no complaint. What do you do? So that the act will remain on paper. That is all. So it doesn't affect Islam much.
And what is the state of polygamy in Kerala?
Polygamy, as such, is the numbers are very less. As is usually thought, Muslim men marry 4 wives, etc. That is not true in at least 70% cases. 30% are there who are marrying more than one woman and keep them in their house. It will be, say, 25 to 30%. Otherwise, it is single wife. That is not because of any law or anything. Slowly, Muslims got educated. Till 1949, there was a ban for formal education, secular education for Muslims, an unwritten ban. It was written even by JANAM that nobody should go to normal secular school. It is under the government, and we don't respect anybody except Allah. Therefore, you should not go to school. And thereby they became backward. But slowly it changed. They started getting education. And consequently, this maintaining 4 wives, etc., were looked down upon. In my childhood, I remember almost every Muslim in my village was having 4 wives. But their children of my age, they all have only 1 wife. Only thing, the number of kids will be more. I'm speaking about my generation and my Muslim friends. I have 2 kids by my all my Muslim friends. They have 4 kids, double the kids which I have. That is their nature. So the increase of population, child birth ratio is more in Kerala. Till 2017, Bureau of Economics and Statistics, they used to put out the statistics of children who are born in an year. In 2017, out of 100 children, 43 point something was Hindu, 41 point something was Muslim, and remaining was Christian. 2017, when the statistics came out, including me, so many people started a campaign warning that, you see, this is how the Islam is slowly, because in 2014, there were hardly 36 children out of 100. In 2017, they came to 41. Hindus were 46, they came down to 43. This change was highlighted by social media. Even I was also part of that information campaign. Not disinformation or misinformation. It was right information brought out by the government. Now, what did the government do? They stopped publishing the statistics. So that, but reasonably, I can now presume if 2017 it was 43 and 41. Now, out of every 100 child, at least 45 or 46 will be Muslim. And Hindus might have further slipped down to 41 or 40. And the ratio of Christians might have drastically gone down to 7 or 8%. The biggest sufferers in this population gain are Christians, no doubt. They are Christians. They are the biggest losers. They will suffer very badly when confronted with radical Islam. They know the seriousness. That is why when their professor was attacked, physically attacked, and he was almost on his deathbed, and that professor was terminated by the Christian management. And he was allowed to join duties 1 day ahead of his retirement. That is how the Roman Catholic Church treated him, even though he was the victim. So the church has to please jihadis. But now the church has started to realize. Therefore, the Roman Catholic Church, one bishop raised the issue of love jihad and narcotic jihad. It created a big row in Kerala, but that man stuck to his guns. Other bishops also joined the chorus. They said, no, we will not allow this. This is happening. Then they said, oh, you give proof, etc. They said, no proof is required because we know what is happening in our society. Why should we come to you and convince you? We are speaking to our society, we are reforming our society. We don't need to produce any proof to you. That was their reply. And police has registered a case against the bishop, but still he is unwavering. Now, Christian society, to whichever denomination they belong, they have started hitting back on Islam. And they are hitting so badly that Islam is, it is very difficult for jihadists to stand the attack of Christians. Not physical attack, it is intellectual attack. They took out all these books, your Quran, Hadith, Bukhari, this, that, everything. They studied and they are confronted. They said, you have written all this nonsense in your book. And that is why you are behaving in a nonsensical manner. So change your book and change your behavior. This is the argument from Christian side. And jihadists don't know what to do. They are running for cover because everything is so blatantly written in Quran. You imagine any violence in the world that is given in Quran. Out of 6,000 lines in Quran, at least 2,000, that is 1/3, is concerning how to kill, how to butcher, how to maim, how to rape. So Christians have brought out everything in public domain and started arguing with jihadists. Christians said, we are not going to take up arms in our hand, but we have taken your Quran, Sunnah, your Bukhari, your Swahili, everything we have taken, we have studied it. Now answer our questions. And they had an ecumenical meeting also last month. You know, ecumenical meeting is a meeting of all denominations of Christians, right from the Roman Catholic Church up to Pentecostal Church. Very, very small churches in between. Church of South India, Church of North India, this, that. So many churches are there. So many wreaths are there. So many denominations are there. Everyone assembled in Kottayam last month. But they have not made a public announcement of what transpired in that meeting. This is how the Christians are reacting to the situation.
Mohandas ji, just yesterday, a congresswoman by the name of Ilhan Omar was crowing on Twitter that she has got a bill, Islamophobia bill, piloted and has passed one hurdle. Now, this lady is an immigrant from Somalia. She has a problem on her hands, and I can't understand why the Federal Bureau of Investigation won't act on her. She has committed immigration fraud. She married her own brother, not first cousin, second cousin, sir, own brother. 3 children too. And this brother was living in UK. The fraud happened because she said that this is my spouse, and he came over to the United States. And after that, they divorced. She has since married, I think maybe more than once. That doesn't matter. The problem is that she has committed fraud. And this person is the whip, WHIP, of the progressives group in Democrats. And they claim to be 100 in a house of 220 Democrats. I think Democrats have like a 5% majority in the Congress over the Republicans. Very, very slender. You are a person on the ground today, so they understand the ground situation and the ridiculousness and the ludicrousness of including India as part of a country that is doing Islamophobia. It is Hindu phobia, it is Christian phobia that's going on. I yield the floor to you, sir. Please go ahead.
This was the technique of Islam for centuries. You know, you create a persecution mania among Muslims as if heavens are going to fall on them. You see, in Kerala, there was a hartal, total hartal, when Saddam Hussein was hanged to death. Now, who is Saddam Hussein for Kerala? Did Saddam Hussein ever knew that there is a place called Kerala in the world? I don't think so. An ordinary Iraqi person never recognizes what is Kerala. But still, Saddam Hussein is a hero here. There is several roads by the name Gaza. Now, Palestine is a big issue in Kerala. But I am sure nobody in Palestine knows what is Kerala. And are there Muslims in Kerala? They don't care. But Kerala cares for them. Why? Because you can create a persecution mania by showing, "Dekho, Saddam Hussein was hanged. See, Yasser Arafat died. See, this fellow died. This attack happened. India is pursuing Dawood Ibrahim. Dawood Ibrahim is innocent. And your Bin Laden was innocent. He was hunted by America." So, a strong persecution mania is created among Muslims so that they take up arms so easily without thinking anything. Non-Muslims have become their natural enemies. And that is what the Quran insists, that you kill them wherever you see them. Wherever you see them. Now, you just cannot kill a man at the sight of him. You have to have a pathological hate developed in your body and mind, so that you will have a mindset to kill that man at the first sight. This pathological hate can be created in your mind only through a persecution mania. See how gentleman you are, how poor you are, how hungry you are. Still you are being attacked just because you are Muslim. What is that Muslim done in this world? Have we not constructed Taj Mahal? Etc. etc. This type of songs will start. And I will think myself as a persecuted man. Yes, yes, मेरे ऊपर इतना अन्याय हो गया, इतना हो गया, देखो वहां हो रहा, देखो यहाँ हो रहा, ऐसा डराते हैं, धमकाते हैं. So you are a frightened, insecure, persecuted human being who will easily pick up arms in his hand and attack your perceived enemy, that is Hindus and Christians. Throughout the world, this technique was used by Islam. Even now, you see, Palestine, Muslims are victims. Iraq, Muslims are victims. Kuwait, Muslims are the victims. Everywhere, Muslims, even Syria, Muslims are the victims. In India, Muslims are victims. In Pakistan, Muslims are victims. Everywhere, Muslims are victims, except China and Russia. Nobody speaks about China. Have you seen that? China is also oppressing Muslims, but no Muslim will speak against China. They cry for Rohingya Muslims. But who drove away Rohingya Muslims? It was the Myanmar military. Have you seen a single statement in India condemning the action of Myanmar military? Aung San Suu Kyi also did the same thing. She also behaved with Rohingya Muslims as the military is behaving. But nobody condemns Aung San Suu Kyi or Myanmar army. This is a strange thing. Islamophobia will not work in China and Myanmar. These two countries, there is no Islamophobia. There are strange bedfellows in this world. Islam is in coordination with China. That is why, see, one man who openly told this to the world was General Bipin Rawat. He told the biggest threat India facing is the Sino-Wahhabi axis. Is it not clear? No one else have told this on the face of the world. This Sino-Wahhabi axis is the most dangerous thing. And that is why no Muslim will blame China. China does so many things against Muslims in their Xinjiang province, but Muslims will not speak. It is an international, I will not say conspiracy, it is a consensus that I will not speak against you, you will not speak against me. So let us move together and take on the world remaining. This type of understanding is there. And that is why I have serious reservations about what happened in Nilgiri Hills. You know, it was a brand new machine, the latest helicopter, and the pilot has flown it not less than 100 times in the same route. It is hardly a few minutes flight. And fog, etc. You see, fog is not a problem nowadays. Our military has been flying this machine in Siachen, where the temperature is -25, -30. Fog, unimaginable fog, and shifting ice mountains, shifting within seconds. You will not understand in which location you are. That is the terrain which our military is trained. Nilgiri is a small kid play for them. And the helicopter carrying the topmost man of our defense is crashing after hitting a tree, etc., is unbelievable. So I have my doubts, but of course, Indian Air Force has put out a press note asking every citizen not to speculate on the incidents. Therefore, I don't speak further on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mohandas ji. And certainly, this has been an eye-opener. And at the end of the day, we all want peace. Although those who claim to be from the religion of peace want anything but that. I'm not saying all of you, but there are a few motivated people, and it is a responsibility of the moderate majority to make sure that these lumpen elements are exposed for what they are and that they face the strong arm of the law. We have a lot of grievances against the way the law is being applied in various states in India. I've seen this firsthand. In fact, there is one case that happened 2 days ago. But anyway, let's just stay here. And it is important that every state be balanced in its application of law and order. And unless that happens, I don't see much hope for the country to move forward. Certainly, in the shadow of Bipin Rawat, General Bipin Rawat's accidental demise, there is a lot of shok. That means, people are very, very upset and teary-eyed because everybody's getting emotional. How could it happen? But the truth is that India as a country has to move on, and this is a loss for each and every one. Thanks for joining our hangout, Mohandas ji, and namaskar.
Namaskar.